Hi, this is Sharon Tzib with Remax Universal and the lifestyle brand Houston Knows. Today I'm going to be talking about the 4 things you should do before selling your home. But first, before I forget, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. So last week I covered the 4 things you should do before buying a home, and I wanted to give selling your home equal time, so that's what we'll discuss today. Now, the very first thing, and this will probably not surprise you, that I'm saying you should do is call a real estate agent. This is very important because we are professionals. We sell homes for a living. We do this day in and day out. And I counsel an awful lot of sellers on what to do and, more importantly, what not to do before they put their home on the market. So it's really important that you get a professional's input before you do things that may not be necessary or you may be spending money on that you won't get your money back. Okay? Now, a good real estate agent is going to sit down with you and cover a couple things. So this leads me to item number 2 that you should do, and that is understand which repairs you need to make before we put your home on the market. Now, there was a time, even a couple years ago, where that list might be a little bit longer, but today the list is shorter, and it's because we're in such a hyper seller's market. So depending on when you're watching this, you know, we're in the year 2022 right now, and buyers are willing to accept a lot of things that they weren't, or overlook a lot of things that they weren't even a couple years ago. For instance, if sellers had picked a really unique paint color to paint, you know, a room in their home or maybe even a couple rooms, I would usually suggest let's paint it a neutral color, will appeal to more buyers, and that'll help get the home sold quicker. Nowadays, unless you've painted your whole house lavender or something, most buyers are willing to accept it. And let's face it, paint's cheap, so they don't mind in this competitive market doing that themselves once they purchase. Now, if something is outright broken and not working, I do recommend you fix that just because it's going to come up on the inspection report and no one wants to have issues with the buyer once they have their inspections. So we generally recommend you fix those items. Now, the third thing that you should do is declutter and depersonalize. This is super important. The number one goal when buyers come through your home is to make sure that they feel like they can envision themselves in your home. So if they're looking at your collectibles or tchotchkes or your personal photographs and so on, it makes it harder for them to do that. They're seeing a reflection of you, and it's hard for them to imagine them in the home. Also, they can get distracted by your stuff. I've seen it happen. I've walked buyers through homes, and the next thing I know, they're looking at your family photos and trying to guess where that photo was taken, or you know, who you might know, or your age. I mean, I've seen all manners of things. So just don't have those triggers for buyers. Go ahead, get some early packing done, and put it away. And the fourth thing that you should do before you sell your home is understand where you're going next. Now, if you're going to sell and move out of the area, then you need to know where you're going in that area and do you have a resource there to help you, okay? If you don't, maybe your real estate agent knows someone. I work with a network of agents in other states and cities through the Remax referral network, and I've referred my clients to lots of folks outside of the Houston area to help them. But maybe you have family there that can help you, but you just need to make sure you know where you're going if you're going, you know, away from the area. Now, if you're going to be selling to buy, you do need to talk to a lender as soon as possible. That lender can help you understand if you need the proceeds from the sale of your house to purchase the next one. And if you do, then we have to get your home under contract. Then you can go under contract on another home, because unfortunately in our market, what are called contingent offers don't really work. Unless you can find some kind of distressed seller who's having trouble selling, they may be more likely to take a contingent offer. And when I say contingent offer, that means contingent on the sale of your home closing. But normally that's hard to do. So then we have to put some different stipulations in the contract with the buyer to make sure that we give you enough time to go find that next home. Now, if you're fortunate enough to not need the proceeds, then you'll want to know that, and then we can go out and find you a home first, which makes it much less stressful once we put your home on the market. Also, you want to talk to a lender so that you know the purchase price you're going to be looking in next, and make sure you really qualify for what you think you want to spend. So those are the 4 things you should do before selling your home. And as always, if you have any questions on the real estate process or your real estate needs in the greater Houston area, I'm always here to help. Thanks a lot.